Hi students, welcome to my channel Doctor's Physics. In this video we are going to solve few problems in Coulomb's law and superposition theorem. Okay, let's see the first problem. Starting 2-3 problems we will solve very easy problems and then we will go for the difficult problems. Okay, the charge Q is divided into two parts. Find the smaller charge to have maximum force. That is the question. Read the question. The charge Q is divided into two parts. You have to find the smaller charge value such that the force will be maximum. That means Q. I divide this Q into two parts. That is, one is Q, small q, another one is capital Q minus small q. If this 5 coulombs, I divided this one into 2 coulombs and 5 minus 2 is nothing but 3 coulombs. Assume Q and Q minus capital Q minus small q. Okay, what is the force? The force between them is K Q into capital Q minus small q by R square. Now what they told to find? They told to find the force, maximum force at what charge? Now see here. V is equal to t square plus 2t. The velocity is given in terms of time and they told to find at what time the velocity is maximum. When they told to find at what time, that means I have to differentiate this v with respect to time. Then I have to keep equal to 0 and I will get the time. I will get the time values. At this time, the velocity of the body is maximum. It may be maximum or it may be minimum, but we will assume it as maximum. These concepts will come in the maximum minimum concepts. And if you guys have any doubt in this, please recall my maximum minimum videos which are in basic mathematics playlist. You will get a clear clarity. Now same thing, what they told to find? They told to find the force at what charge. That means I have to differentiate the force with respect to charge. Now differentiate, what you will get? K by R square. K is a constant, R is a constant because I am differentiating with respect to charge. When I am differentiating with respect to charge, R is a constant. Therefore, Q is small q into capital Q minus Q square. Now differentiate, what you will get? Capital Q minus 2Q into K by R square. Now keep equal to 0. Therefore what you will get? Capital Q minus small 2Q is equal to 0. Therefore 2Q is equal to capital Q. Therefore Q is equal to capital Q by 2. That means at this charge the force is maximum. Therefore, it is Q by 2. If it is Q by 2, what is the remaining charge? It is also Q by 2. Therefore, when I divided the charge into two equal parts, then the force between them is maximum. This is the answer for this. That means when I divided the four charges into two equal parts, then the force is maximum. Okay, we will see the next question. Okay, now see here. They gave 4 coulomb charge and they give 1 coulomb charge and the distance between them is 15 meters. Now they have to find the null point from 1 coulomb charge. They have to find the null point. This is a very simple problem. What is the meaning of null point? Null point is the point where the net force acting on is 0. That means this is some Q1 and this is some Q2. There is a null point. Assume there is a null point. At this null point, if I keep any charge, the net force acting on this charge is 0. That means because of Q1, the force will be in this direction, and because of this Q2, the force will be in this direction. At this point, the force F1 and F2 will be same. That means the net force is 0. That means when I keep any charge, the charge won't move. Because the net force is 0. If the net force is 0, the charge won't move. Therefore, there is nothing but the null point. Null point is the point where the net force is 0. That means the charges which I am keeping at the null point will be in equilibrium. Okay. Now they have to find the null point from 1 coulomb charge. Assume this is a null point. This is a null point, and the null point is at a distance x from 1 coulomb charge, and what is the remaining distance? That is 15 minus x from 4 coulomb charge. If it is x, and this will be 15 minus x, that is 15 minus x. Now if I keep any charge q here, what will happen? The force because of these 4 coulombs will be in this direction, that is F1, and the force because of this 1 coulomb will be in this direction, that is F2. At that null point, the force F1 must be equal to F2. That is the meaning of null point. Therefore, F1 must be equal to F2. What is F1? F1 is nothing but K, 4 coulombs into Q. That is 4 into Q. By what is the distance? The distance is nothing but, what is the distance? That is 15 minus x whole square, which is equal to K. What is the force between them? F2. F2 is nothing but 1 into Q. What is the distance? The distance is nothing but x. Therefore, x square. Therefore, k cancel off, q cancelled off. Now what we can get? I am square rooting on both sides. If I square root on both sides, what will happen? Under root of 4 by 15 minus x whole square is equal to under root of 1 by x square. Now what you will get? Root of 4 is nothing but 2 by 15 minus x square whole root is nothing but 15 minus x, which is equal to 1 by x. Therefore, calculate it. How much? 2x is equal to 15 minus x. Therefore, 3x is equal to 15. For x is equal to 5 meters. That means I got the null point. Where the null point? The null point is at a distance. 5x is how much? 5. Therefore, the null point is at a distance 5 meters from the 1 coulomb charge. And if they told to find from 4 coulomb charge, the null point is at a distance 15 minus 5 means 10. 10 meters from the 4 coulomb charge. That means from 1 coulomb it is 5 meters and from 4 coulombs it is 10 meters. Simply the null point is the point where the force is 0. F1 is equal to F2. Equate them and find x value. X will get as 5 meters. That means from 1 coulomb charge the null point is at a distance 5 meters. Okay, I can solve these null point problems simply by using a formula. Now see what is the formula. This is Q1 and this is Q2. Okay. Now the distance between them is D. They told to find the null point from charge Q1. They told to find the null point from the charge Q1. From this charge Q1 they told to find the null point. Null point is the distance x. Therefore, what is the x value? The x is given by the direct formula, that is d by root of Q2 by Q1 plus or minus 1. See here, what is the denominator? The denominator is Q1. Always I am finding the x from Q1 only. If it is Q2 minus Q1 by Q2 means the null point we are finding from Q2. That means x is from Q2. But here they told to find from Q1. Therefore, the denominator must be Q1. Please remember this. And d is the distance between them. Now, plus or minus 1. Plus I will take when these two charges are like charges. These two charges are like charges, and minus I will take when both are unlike charges. Unlike charges. And when they are like charges, then the null point will be between the charges. The null points will be between the charges. That means the null point will be somewhere between them. Here. If they are unlike charges, the null point will be outside the charges. Please remember that. If it is positive, then it is like charges. For like charges, I will use positive. For unlike charges, I will use negative. And if they are like charges, then I will get the null point between the charges. If they are unlike charges, I will get the null point outside the charge. Outside the charge Q2 or outside the charge Q1. So one more important point. The null points are always nearer to the smaller charge. Please remember that. The null points are always nearer to the smaller charge. Okay. Now I am using this formula to find out. See how I am finding. Okay, now see here. 27 coulombs and one more is 3 coulombs charge. And they told to find the distance between them is some 100 meters. Now they told to find the null point from 27 coulombs charge. That means I am measuring the null point somewhere here. Now see, both are like charges or unlike charges. Both are like charges, positive. Therefore, like charges means the null point will be between the two charges. Therefore, the null point is somewhere here. And from 27 coulombs I have to find it. That means if I assume it as x, and this will be from 3 coulombs, it will be 100 minus x. Okay, now what is x value? X is nothing but d by root of q2 by q1 plus or minus 1. Both are like, therefore I will take plus. What is d? 100 by under root of, from which charge I am finding the null point? That means from 27 coulomb charge I am finding the null point. That 27 must be in the denominator. Therefore 3 by 27 plus 1. That is nothing but 100 by 3 by 27 is nothing but root of 1 by 9 plus 1. Root of 1 by 9 is nothing but, root of 1 by 9 is nothing but how much? 1 by 3. 1 by 3 plus 1 is 4 by 3. That is nothing but 300 by 4. That is nothing but 75 meters. That means from the 27 coulomb charge, the null point is at a distance 75 meters. And if they told from 3 coulomb charge, then from 3 coulomb charge, the null point is at a distance 100 minus 75 is nothing but 25 meters. Now, if you observe carefully, the null point is always nearer to the smaller. The 3 coulombs is the smaller charge. Therefore, the null point is nearer to the smaller charge. Please remember this. Okay. Okay, now let's see one more problem. 4 equal charges are placed at each corner of a square of side A. Now find the force acting on one charge Q by the remaining charges. By the remaining 3 charges. Now read the question. What it told? 4 equal charges are placed at each corner of a square. That means if this is a square of side A, and 4 charges are kept at each corner. That means the charges what they give, that is Q. For Q, Q, Q and Q. Now they want to find the force acting on one charge. If I assume this is the charge, I want to find the force acting on this charge by the remaining 3 charges. No, you have to find what is the here. No, because of this charge Q, what is the force? The force will be in this direction. Because of this charge Q, the force will be in this direction. Because what is the line joining them? The line joining them is this. The force will be, the Coulombic force is a central force. That means the direction of force is the direction of line joining them. That means if there is a line joining the 2 forces, the force will act in this direction. Now what is the force? K, Q square by, what is the distance between them? The distance is nothing but A square. Therefore it is A. Now what is the force on this charge Q by this charge? By this charge. That is in this direction. What is the value? K, Q into Q is Q square by, what is the distance between them? That is nothing but A square. Now same with this one. The force acting on this charge by this third charge, that means in this direction. Now what is the force? K, what is the charge? Q into Q is Q square by, what is the distance between them? Distance between them is not A. It is a diagonal of a square. If it is a diagonal of a square, what is the diagonal? If the side is A, then diagonal will be root 2A. Therefore, root 2A whole square. Therefore, the force what we got like this. K Q square by A square. This one is K Q square by A square. And this is K Q square by 2A. Root 2 into square is nothing but root 2. Root 2 square is nothing but, the root 2 square is 2, A into A square, that is 2A. Okay, well and good. Now I am assuming this one as F, I am assuming this one as F, I am assuming this one as F by 2. If this is F, This also must be f because both are same, and this will be f by 2. Now what is angle made here? Angle made here is 45 degrees because this is a diagonal. If this is a diagonal, the diagonal will divide the square. The angle has 45 degrees and 45 degrees. Therefore, if this 45 vertical opposite angle, what is this angle? 45 degrees. Therefore, this angle is how much? 45. Now what I am doing, I am resolving the components. This f by 2, I am resolving into two components. F by 2 cos theta, f by 2 sin theta. Therefore, this is f by 2 cos 45 and this is f by 2 sin 45. I am resolving this one into two components. Along the angle side f by 2 cos theta and along the other side f by 2 sin theta. Now I got it well and good. Now what is the total force? The total force we got as f plus f by 2 cos 40 is 1 by root 2. Therefore f plus f by 2 root 2. Here also it is f plus f by 2 sin 40. Sin 40 means 1 by root 2. Therefore f plus f by 2 root 2. Therefore what is the value? We will get as 2 root 2 plus 1 into f by 2 root 2. This one also 2 root 2 plus 1 into f by 2 root 2. What is resultant force? See here, 3 Newton's force acting in this direction, 4 Newton's force is acting in this direction. What is the resultant force? The resultant force is this one. What is the root of 3 square plus 4 square? There is nothing but 5 Newtons. Okay, now if both are same, this is F and this is also F. Now what is the resultant force? What is the resultant force? The resultant force is nothing but root of F square plus F square. There is nothing but root of 2F square. There is nothing but root 2F. If two equal forces are acting along perpendicular to each other, then the net force is root 2F. The same thing. Two equal forces are acting and the angle is 90 degrees. What is net force? What is net force? The net force is nothing but root 2 into F. There is nothing but 2 root 2 plus 1 F by 2 root 2. There is nothing but root 2 root 2 cancelled off. What is the answer? 2 root 2 plus 1 by 2. What is F? F is nothing but K Q square by A square. That is the answer. That is the net force acting on one charge by the remaining three charges. Observe carefully. What I did, observe carefully. I think that is clear. I resolve this component f bar into two components, and when I divide into two components, I will get like this. Now, this is f, this is some x, and this is also some x. Both are same. If x and x, if both are opposite, both are making some angle 90 degrees, the resultant force is root 2x. The same thing I did. The net force is root 2 into f. Therefore, finally f is how much? K q square by a square. Therefore, net force acting on this one charge by the remaining three charges is 2 root 2 plus 1 by 2 k q square by a square. Okay. Now I can solve the same problem in another way. Same problem. Now see. Now what we got? This is f, this is f, and this one we got as f by 2. Will you guys accept it? F is nothing but k q square by a square. Now see what I am doing. F, and this is f by 2, and this angle is, what is this angle? 45 degrees. Now see what I am doing. I am resolving this f cos 45, and along this side this f sin 45. This f bar I am resolving two components, f cos 45 and f sin 45. Now even this one also I am resolving two components, f cos 45 and f sin 45. And this sin f sin 45 in this direction and f sin 35 and sin 45 in that direction will be cancelled off. What is the remaining net force? The net force is this much. What is net force? The net force is F by 2 plus F cos 45 plus F cos 45 is nothing but 2 F cos 45. Cos 45 is nothing but 1 by root 2. 2 by root 2 is nothing but root 2 F. Therefore take common. F common, what you will get? 1 plus 2 root 2 by 2. What is F? 1 plus 2 root 2 by 2. F you got as k q square by a square. The same answer as previous. I can resolve the F bar in two components and then I can find the resultant, or I can resolve this F into two components and this one also in two components. They can cancel them. The net force is, this is the net force, because all the forces are acting in same direction. If the forces are acting in same direction, I can simply add them. Therefore I added them and I finally got the answer. Okay, now see the next problem. Okay, now see the next problem. See here. Two bodies A and B of same charge Q are placed at a distance, R. Now another body C is touched the body A and placed at the center of both A and B. Now find the net force acting on body C. Now read the question. There are two bodies A and B are having equal charges Q and Q, and the distance between them is R. Now what they told? They took another body C and they touched the body A. Once the body is touching another body, then what will happen? The charge will be shared among themselves. Therefore, this is A. Now the charge of the body A is Q by 2, and this is C. The charge is Q by 2, and this is B. The charge is Q. Once I touch the body A, the charge is shared, that is Q by 2, and I place the body C at the center. That means the distance is R by 2, and here the distance is R by 2. Now what they told to find? Now they told to find the force acting on the body C. What is the force acting on the body C? Because of the body A, the force will be Fa in this direction. Because of the B, the force will be in this direction Fb. Now what is Fa? Fa is equal to K. Q by 2 into Q by 2 is nothing but Q square by 4 into what is the distance? The distance is nothing but R by 2 whole square. That is nothing but K Q square by 4, R square by 2 square is nothing but R square by 4. That means 4 by 4 is cancelled out, for remaining R square. Okay, what is Fb? Fb is nothing but K into what is the charge? Q by 2 into what is the charge? Q by what is the distance? That is distance is R by 2 whole square. Therefore, that is nothing but K Q square by 2 into R square by 4. Therefore, 2 under 2 2. Therefore, when the 2 goes up, it will become 2K Q square by R square. Now, which is greater? Fb is greater or Fa is greater? Fb is greater than Fa. Therefore, the force on the C is nothing but Fb minus Fa. Therefore, what is that? 2K Q square by R square minus K Q square by R square. That is nothing but K Q square by R square. The force acting on the body C is nothing but K Q square by R square. The direction. The direction is towards the direction. What is the direction of Fb? The Fb direction is towards the direction A. Therefore, towards the body A. That is the answer. Okay, now we'll see the next problem. Okay, now see here. Three charges Q are placed in an equilateral triangle at corners of side A. Now find the force acting on one charge by remaining two charges. Now see the What they told to find? They told that this equilateral triangle and the three charges are kept at the corners Q, Q and Q, and this equilateral triangle. Therefore, the side is A and A. Now, the force by this charge on this charge will be in this direction. Therefore, this is F. And the force by this charge on this charge will be in this direction. That is F. What is the value of F? K. Q into Q is Q square by what is the distance? That is A square. Same this one also. K. Q square by A square. Now this is equilateral triangle, right? Therefore, the angle is 60 degrees. Therefore, this angle also is 60 degrees. Therefore, it is nothing but in this form. F is making some angle 60 degrees. Now, always remember, if two equal vectors are making some angle theta, A and A making some angle theta, the resultant is 2A cos theta by 2. Please remember that. 2A cos theta by 2. If theta is less than 90 degrees. If by chance if theta is greater than 90, that means this is A bar and this is A bar. And if theta is, this is the theta and theta is greater than 90, then the resultant is 2A sin theta by 2. If it is less than 90 cos, if it is greater than 90, it is sin. Now this 60, that means less than 90. Therefore, what is the resultant? The resultant force F net is nothing but 2 F cos theta by 2. There is nothing but how much? 2 F cos theta is 60, 60 by 2 is 30. Cos 30 means root 3 by 2. If what is the answer? Root 3 F. There is nothing but root 3 F is how much? K Q square by A square. This is the answer. Same as the previous problem. Okay, now we will see one more question, and this is a little bit difficult question. Observe carefully. Okay, now see, this is a little bit difficult question. Please observe carefully. A ring of radius R and having a charge, having a uniform charge Q. When a charge small q is placed at a center of the ring, now find the increase in tension in the ring. Now see here, this is a ring and this ring is having some charge Q. This ring is having some charge Q. Now when I place a small charge Q here, one more charge Q here, what will happen? This is a charge and this is also a charge. Therefore, what will happen? This ring will try to expand because of the repulsion. When the ring is trying to expand, then there will be some tension increased in the ring. They told to find that how much increase in the tension in the ring. Now how can I do this? Assuming a small arc, very small arc. The length of the arc is dl. And this is making some angle d theta. Yes, I am assuming a small arc dl and the angle is d theta. And here the charge q is there. Now observe carefully what I am doing. The increase in the tension will be always in this direction. This is increase in the tension, that is T. The T is increase in the tension. Now here also there will be tension, that is T. The T is increase in the tension. Well and good. Now dl is very small. Okay. Now, what is the charge present in this dl? What is the charge present in this dl? For whole circle, well, the length is 2 pi r. For 2 pi r, the charge they gave us q. And for a small length dl, now what is the charge? The charge is q dash. Or I can assume like this. For whole angle, what is angle? Angle is 2 pi. For whole angle 2 pi, the charge is q. And for small angle d theta, the charge is q dash. Now for this, what is the charge present in this one? That is q dash. The q dash is given by, just divide it. 2 pi by d theta is equal to q by q dash. Therefore, q dash is nothing but q by 2 pi into d theta. Therefore, the charge q dash is how much? Q by 2 pi into d theta. Okay, till now it is good. Now see here. Now what is q dash? Q by 2 pi into d theta. Okay. Now see here. Now how I am resolving the components, observe carefully. Now if this is d theta, then half will be, what is this, d theta by 2, and this will be d theta by 2. Now see here, if this is a small one from the center, this won't look like an arc, this will look like a straight line. If this is an arc, if a small arc dl, then this won't look like a arc, this look like a straight line. Now see, if this angle d theta by 2, then this angle is also d theta by 2. If you are good with vectors, you can understand this one easily. If this angle is d theta by 2, then this angle also will be d theta by 2. Now this is the tension. Now this is the tension. Now this tension I am resolving along the angles, that is T cos d theta by 2. And another one is this side, that is T sin d theta by 2. This T I am resolving two components, dt T cos theta by 2, another one is T sin theta by 2. Now here this one also I am resolving two components, same T cos d theta by 2, and along one more, that is T sin theta by 2. Therefore it will become, for this one it is T sin theta by 2, and for this one also it is T sin d theta by 2. If it will become 2 T sin theta by 2. And these two are cancelled off. 5 opposite and equal, therefore they will be cancelled off. What is the net force? Downward force. The net downward force is 2t sin d theta by 2. And when the theta is very small, sin theta is equal to theta. Why? When theta is very less. When theta is very small, then I can write sin theta as theta. Therefore I can write the sin d theta by 2 as 2t d theta by 2. There is nothing but t by 2. Wait, again there is nothing but t into d theta. The downward force is t into d theta. Now what is upward force? It is in equilibrium, right? Therefore what is the upward force? Now what is the charge? The charge is q dash. Here the charge is q. Therefore what is the force between two charges? The force is nothing but upward force. How much? F is equal to k into q dash into q by, what is the distance? The distance is nothing but the radius, that is r square. Therefore k into q by r square into, what is q dash? Q dash is nothing but q by 2 pi into d theta. Therefore just keep that f here. The downward force must be equal to the upward force. Therefore t into d theta is equal to kq 2 kq capital Q d theta by 2 pi r square. Just equate this one with this. Therefore d theta cancelled off. What is the answer? The tension increase in the tension T is equal to Q small q by k is how much? 4 pi epsilon naught into 2 pi r square. Therefore nothing but q into small q by 4 into e is 8. Pi into pi is pi square. Epsilon naught r square. That is the answer. The increase in the tension is how much? The increase in the tension is q small q by 8 pi square epsilon naught r square. That is increase in the tension. By this we complete the video, and remaining problems we will see in the next video. All the difficult problems and all the problems on the equilibrium, stable equilibrium, unstable equilibrium, every problems we will see in next video. And if you guys have any doubt, it may be any chapter, it may be from 11th, it may be from 12th, please mention in my mail or in my WhatsApp, which is given in the description. Within 24 hours the doubts will be clarified. Thank you.